The euro currency opens the week nudging lower, holding just below 109, as the dollar remains firm, although didn't see big moves higher today. All this culminating in what will begin this week with some central bank meetings. This week we hear from the ECB, the Bank of Canada, and the Bank of Japan. Next week we hear from the Bank of England and, of course, the Federal Reserve. Now, looking at expectations and market pricing, the ECB is not expected to begin cutting rates until mid-year. However, on the U.S. side, we've seen fluctuations in rate cut expectations for as early as March, now seeing some of those odds being shifted out to mid-year as well. So obviously a lot going on, hoping the market can get some clarity this week as we begin some of the central bank clarity meetings, we'll call them, to start up the year. But again, seeing the euro nudge lower today, holding just below 109. Now, what does this mean for volatility? Well, check out that CVOL index over at cmegroup.com. And you'll notice while volatility has been trending lower for most of January, we did see a modest uptick today, likely ahead of some of those key events I mentioned via the central bank meetings. Likewise, we also get key data in the U.S. around growth via GDP, as well as the PCE data, the Fed's preferred inflation gauge. So volatility seeing a modest uptick to start the week in the euro. Lastly, let's talk about positioning. What are speculators doing? Well, they continued last week to do what they've been doing since the beginning of December, and that is exiting their net long positions. So while we see expectations for rate cuts move up and down, we are seeing speculators exit, likely to get some clarity this week, as I mentioned earlier, but certainly not seeing any firm rate cuts priced into Europe, at least until the mid part of this year. So opening up the week, the euro hovering just below 109 ahead of the key ECB policy meeting later this week.